perfect fit.
No, I think they have to. I mean, they have to be true to themselves. Each person will have a method that works in various situations for them, and they will have a plan that corresponds with that. So firstly, they have to practice that, then they have to refine it, but then they have to believe in it and stick to it. So not, I mean, we're not all going to play the same way. So I think people will do it their way. The key is to be good at doing it your way. Well, I mean, the basics is if you play your way and you get good at it, it's very simple as that. And I think the two things that you've mentioned, obviously, Chandimal safeguarding the tail, as you put it, in the Australia game. I thought his game had to change at that point. He had to obviously take most of the strike and look for boundaries while rotating as well. So he faced the majority of the balls. And I think what we saw today with Barber is exactly the same. And I think Barber deserves a lot of credit for getting Pakistan into a situation they are in. He did it brilliantly, as Chandy did for us in the game against Australia. You know, and they have to manage the situation. They have to obviously look to score runs, as well as making sure that they face the majority of the balls and we don't get to bowl that much at the tail. And again, today we saw somebody do that extremely well, as obviously we had in that test match against Australia when Chandy did it for us. So, I mean, credit to both of them for the way they played there and the way that they adapted to the game. I think firstly, I think the game is very evenly poised. I think both teams have showed good signs, and I'm sure that both teams at certain points will be frustrated. Clearly, there's been good partnerships down the order for both teams. Obviously, we had two good partnerships with our lower order, and they've had a couple down the order today as well. It's frustrating for obviously the team in the field, as you can understand. But as I said, as I've previously said, you have to give credit to the people that are out in the middle managing that situation as well, because it is high pressure, as it was today. And I thought, again, I mean, Barber managed that situation very well, and the lower order backed him up very well as well, and made it very difficult for us. I mean, it would have been very easy for a team to roll over in that situation, but clearly they didn't, and made it hard for us. I think you're absolutely right. I think tomorrow, the people you've mentioned have got to take responsibility, and they have to stand up. They have to stand up and be counted. They have to put obviously runs on the board for the team. And we can't rely on the same people all the time. So I think tomorrow is an ideal opportunity, certainly for the people that you've mentioned, to actually put their hands up and put in a good innings for the team and put us in front. It's as simple as that. I think he's been absolutely fantastic so far, and to see him do as well as he has makes me really happy. I think the one thing that he does really well is hits line and length, and that's the one thing that we need to improve. I've been saying this since we were in Bangladesh. As a unit, we need to get better at doing the basics well. And the one thing that he has done and shown everybody what he can do is do the basics very well. He asks a lot of good questions of the batsman. He gets a lot of balls in a good area. And when there's turn there, he finds it. Hence why he's been so successful. And I think it's a lesson for all of the rest of our bowlers as well of how to do that. And certainly something that we are working very hard to try and change. Because I think once we've done that, we'll have a serious bowling attack.
මුළු ලෝකෙම වෙලා උඩු යටි කුරු අපි අලගන්න යන්න පුංචි පුංචි තරු අපිට සෙට් වෙන්න ෆිට වෙන්න විසිතුරු මේ perfect fit එක maru Moose the perfect fit.
Well, it's the same as we went in with the Australians and it worked there. And it's not exactly new to goal. It's not the first time Sri Lanka have gone in with just one fast bowler. Obviously, I've been on the opposition when that's happened as well. So for us, we look at our strength. What can we use on this wicket to get the wickets, and hence why we've gone with the bowling attack we have. It is, yeah. I mean, we make sure that the tail enders bat all the time now. When it comes to the nets, they bat and they have, some direction when we're doing that. We make sure that the batting coaches are in there and they're working with them. It's only fair. We expect them to score runs, so we have to work hard with them as well and trying to improve their technique and try to give some responsibility to them to create partnerships down the order. And it's no different to what other teams do, really. I mean, we've seen in this game in particular how important contributions down the lower order are. We saw in our first innings how important they were. The last 2 wickets, I think, put on 84 runs. And we've seen how important the last wicket partnership for Pakistan has been as well. So the lower order have to be able to bat. So you have to work hard with them to try and sort of enable them to do that, really. To be honest, it's as good as any I've seen. I think the way that he went through his innings. He went through the various gears at times. He took risk when was necessary, and we were all calculated. And I think the way that he managed the tail, showed that he is a class act. So I've got to say it's up there with one of the best I've seen, and put us in a great position. And he's in great form at the moment. I mean, a double 100 against anybody is absolutely fantastic. And to do it against Australia made it even more special, really, especially in the test match that we played. So yeah, it was up there with the best. He played very well. Well, I think every run tomorrow is gold dust, really. We know how this wicket will probably go. It's going to start turning more and more as the game goes on. So I think every run that we can get in front from here is very important. So for me, it's about playing smart cricket. It's about playing sensible cricket, and finding ways that work for them on this wicket of scoring runs. And we have to score as many as we can, because we know that every run is valuable. It's as simple as that. We need to put as much daylight between us and them as we can. Listen, we play on what we're given. It's as simple as that. I'm not one for complaining about wickets. I think both teams have got we've got a bat and ball on this one. So the fact is that we'll deal with what's in front of us, and that's what we're going to do.